One, two, three, audio testing. One, two, three, audio testing. Good evening, everybody. Today is April 29th, 2021. Today, all students except Lourdes will go at least twice. I have already received Sarai's two presentations, and well, since I still have time, I will try to project her first presentation of the day. Then we will wait on Lourdes and well, she only has to do one presentation. As we all know, she will go live. So it's only Sharai and Melissa who are going to send their pre-recorded presentations.
Good evening, classmates. In this presentation, I want to talk about the feminines. I think it's very interesting topic because it's interesting to know how the women's fight throughout all of the years. Well, for a start, this presentation, and if you look at the internet, the feminines, it's a doctrine, a social movement which requires the female gender be recognized with the same capacity and right that only men used to have. But where this movement born? Some people said some some people said that it started with Guillermin de Bohemia, who raised to create a church of the women. Other people said that this movement born with preachers and witches as a part of feminist struggle. But this in the middle of the 19th century, that a recognized and collective struggle begins with the participation of women in great events like the Renaissance, the French Revolution, and finally with the suffragettes, when the women claim their autonomy. The suffragettes is a term that refers to the right to vote or to be elected to hold any public office. Only for women, in manner speaking. So, over the last few years, the word feminine, it was very popular in many contexts. And some of them surrounded by a negative connotation until it found its ways into any political or bar debate. Feminines has not hating men. Sorry, feminines is not a hating men, nor wanting the supremacy of women. It is not a fashion, although it is indeed fashionable. It is much more than all of that that I mentioned. The Royal Spanish Academy defines the feminines as the principle of equal rights of women and men, as well as the movement that fights for the effective realization in all orders of feminines. Throughout the history, the feminines have made advances, such as the right of women to education, to vote, to work, or equality before the law. The modern origin of the feminist movement dates back from the 1930s and 1940s of the 19th century. In the case of Mexico, the origin of feminism dates from the late 19th and early 20th centuries. As a result, of social disadvantage and inequalities. These disadvantage and inequalities were more marked at that time and the past than the present. Some achievement of the feminist movement in Mexico is the right to vote. Now, talking about the feminist movement in Bolivia, it was a radical movement that born in 1992. We could say that the streets was the main stage of its activities, using mainly graffiti and performance as expression. In conclusion, women who support feminism want equality between women and men, such as the same rights, the same benefits, the same opportunities, and not only to be considered for doing things in the house or something else in the lifetime. With that, I finish my oral presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That was Sharai's first presentation. Just some notes that I have here. In the beginning, I heard if you look at the internet, and then I will start, I mean, it really pop out, okay? Because the phrase that is used the most would be, if you research on the internet instead of to look at the internet. I'm not saying it's wrong, but the one that it's used the most would be if you research on the internet, okay? Another word which your other classmates also have problems pronunciating it would be result, 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 okay? Be careful with the U pronunciation in that word. And well, very small mistakes. I mean, a great topic. And yes, we need to talk about feminism and the movement, because nowadays it has become really popular. Another small mistake was that this movement, you mentioned this born in 19, and I don't remember the year, but you forgot was. This movement was born in, okay? And well, with that, that should be all. You had an introduction, a development, and a conclusion. And furthermore, you sent me this video, okay, which deals with your presentation. So very good. Thank you very much. Now let's wait for your classmate, Lourdes. And well, after Lourdes' live presentation, I will play your second presentation, which is about the greenhouse effect and pollution, global warming. Okay, thank you very much. So let's wait. Okay, so I am back. I've just sent a private WhatsApp message, so that way I can schedule today's class. My dear Lourdes will send two presentations either later or, well, Lourdes and Melissa will send their pre-recorded after today's class. Therefore, I will play their presentations on Tuesday, which is our last conversation class. For the moment, we will finish with Shara's second presentation about pollution. So let's listen to her presentation.
So in this oral presentation, I will talk about the pollution, the contamination of the environment. Well, the pollution occurs when the environment begins, the environment, the system begins to slowly become, the ecosystem, environment become dirty or deteriorate due to garbage, toxic gases, and carelessness on our part. So yes, we are the guilty of the of our death. So it is all over the planet. Is a problem that all countries have. Some countries have more pollution, others will have less, depending on the population, the type of people, the type of government. In different cases, pollution can cause our planet to suffer the deterioration that consequently would not harm us indirectly, and therefore can cause death in people who do not have high defenses or who already have some kind of problem. Also, other cases of problems could ruin the fauna and flora of our planet, either due to our fault or due to pollution, and causes harmful effects on planets. For example, here in Cochabamba, we have we are in high levels of contamination recommended by the WHO, the World Health Organization, that has a great impact on the health of the citizens of this city. Also, several factories or too much traffic can contaminate because they release too many toxic gases. A great example in Cochabamba is the Lalai Lagoon, where the lagoon has an unpleasant smell for all the people who pass by, being of the most important regions of our Cochabamba. So it's completely dislike to have that lagoon, and it has that terrible smell. All of these problems of pollution and contamination could be solved with a better attention of the government towards the pollution problems, so that there is not so much purification in the environment in which we live. We also have an important role in these problems because we are the cause of damaging the ecosystem, because we are the only species on the planet that produce inorganic waste. Now, talking a little about the kind of pollution, we know that we have 5 kind of pollutions, which are air pollution, the noise pollution, the water pollution, and the thermal contamination. Now let's start talking about each of these kind of pollution. The first, which is the air. This type is one of the most common in the world and also being dangerous due to different types of reactions and diseases to human body can suffer. It is characterized by a high concentration of harmful gases in the atmosphere that gradually damage the atmosphere. The next kind of pollution is the noise. This type of pollution is more common in urban areas because it is where more cars, motorcycles, and a lot of things, airports, and that things. They are produced. This pollution is produced by motorcycles with strong engines, the horns, cars, or also if you live next to an airport or if you live next to a nightclub, sometimes causing sleep disturbances or total stress. The next kind of pollution is the water pollution. It's the most common pollution, the same of the both before. And so this type of contamination affects everything, the rivers, lakes, underground sources, etc. Affecting most of all the fauna and flora of the water, and not only for the water, also the animals who needs to drink water. And if the lake or river is contaminated, what happens with this poor animal who drink from those contaminated river or this contaminated lake? And indirectly affect to us because if we contaminated those lakes, those rivers, we will not have the water for consumption. We know that the body human is composed, if I'm correct, with 60% of water. So we need water, and if we don't have, we're going to die. It is produced. This water pollution is produced by the spillage of chemical substance in rivers and lakes. Also for throwing our garbage into rivers or lakes produce an unpleasant smell for us. The last thermal contamination, the last kind of pollution is the thermal contamination. This type of pollution has been here for more than 25 years, which is the cause of global warming, which is increasing at least a little each year, causing climate changes, and the most important, the melting of the planet's glacial poles, causing the increased sea level changes in ocean, current and changes in ecosystems, and possibly the reappearance of diseases. So, to finish this presentation, we could help the planet, we could help the ecosystem to get better, to avoid the pollution. We could help by recycling or not depositing our garbage on the street or public roads, where it can give them a bad image and smell. So let's be conscious and take care of our planet. And thank you very much. This is my second oral presentation of today.
Thank you very much, Sharai. And another interesting topic, global contamination, pollution, okay? And you came up with the 5 different types of pollution, which the 5th one, I had no clue about it, but thanks to you now, I know a little bit about the thermal pollution. So yes, it is crucial that we should come up with solutions. We have a problem. we have a problem, and I don't think that's going to change any sooner. But we ought to come with really good solutions. Just very quickly, flora y fauna, maybe you can call it as follow, wildlife environment or any type of environment, okay? Then you talked about lagoon, lake, and at first I had to search it, and yes, lagoon is also correct, and it is different from a lake, okay? So I also detected that you later mentioned lake. So that made me know that you knew what you were talking about and that you know the difference between a lagoon and a lake, okay? Then this word live, live or live. This is where we live. I live in Mexico. We live in this world, okay? So it's not life, it's live. My class is being broadcast lively on YouTube, and I live in Mexico. So those are the only two. Those are the two different ways of this verb. Okay, the other one should be a noun, but they have two different pronunciations. Other than that, that's all I would like to concentrate on for your second presentation. Very good. Thank you very much. Now for Melissa and Lourdes, they are going to try to send me their presentations today, but it's going to be after today's session. So I will project them on Tuesday. So for the moment, Lourdes and Melissa, they owe me 2 presentations. Well, and that should wrap it up for today. I will stay online for 10 more minutes just in case I receive something. And well, that should be all. I am looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for our, well, last unit, I believe. We have unit 4. Okay, thank you very much.